Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to talk about theta fuel trading strategy. I didn't go over DGB this morning, so I'll do that. But I want to start off with a trivia question, as James Holzhauer on Jeopardy is kicking ass. I wonder if he would get this one right, but it's most certainly not a conventional normal question, but it is a question with one correct answer. Let me bring it up. And I have 12 answers on the multiple choice. I've always been one thinking before in school when there was 5 and 6 answers available at the end of high school and start of college that, oh, man, that's harder. But then I thought later, man, if they really want to give people a try, go like 12, 15, 18 answers. But I'm going to do 12. You are walking on city streets. City streets, well, that's a bad grammar. That's bad grammar. But correcting such. You are walking on city streets and have noticed that your shoes are untied. What is the first thing that you should do before you noticed they were untied? A. Recite the alphabet. B. Check time on your phone. C. Prepare for winter. D. Plant flowers. E. Order a pizza slice. F. Wash the or a car. G. Run. H. Laugh. I. Cry. J. Dance. K. Workout. L. Sneeze. One of these answers is right. 11 of them are most certainly incorrect. I guess one hint I can be is you got to be literal, because that's what I am. Some incorrect answers to start off with. First incorrect answer is wash the car. That is incorrect. Dancing is incorrect. Preparing for winter. And I got to write my line. That's incorrect, by the way, preparing for winter. You don't do that. That's not the first thing you do before you notice your shoes are untied. Sneezing is incorrect. Reciting the alphabet. Well, that one is incorrect. Crying is correct. That is the right answer. For you are walking on the city streets and have noticed that your shoes are untied. What is the first thing you should do before you notice they were untied? So basically, we're taking the timeline of everything that happened up until that point. So what's the first thing that you did? The fact that you were walking on the city streets at this really is irrelevant, or the fact they were untied. But when you're first born, it seems to me every single baby, the first thing that they do is they cry. They sure as heck ain't gonna run or work out or plant some flowers. So it's the correct answer is cry. Now let's talk about TFUEL, mathematical strategies. I was thinking this with Bitcoin Cash in 2017. Dude, you got free coins, free swing trading. And I really didn't do it. At least not for that much or for that long. In fact, I pretty much sold them out at the best prices I could. I'm not going to do that here. That is sell them out. In fact, I never would anyway because I need to have a microscopic amount of them for trading fees anyway. But when I first was, when TFUEL first came out, I noticed that Gate.io would have one market against the US dollar tether. And it was rising pretty good from the start. It would go over a penny, went down to like 0.7, 0.5 cents, 0.8. You multiply those numbers by 5, and that's what you get. Let me just switch this up for now, and we'll go back to this. Now, why is no matches coming up? I don't understand it yet. It's up here. Why is TFUEL not coming up on here anymore? I don't understand that. Well, anyway, it's 2.2 cents, I guess. I don't get that. Okay. So then, my strategy would be like, and this is what I'm doing. Okay, I got free coins. I know this market's going to move up and down. And as I look at it, why not try to get free coins? My options are I can trade against a dollar, one of the dollar tethers. I can trade against Bitcoin. and I can try to trade against BNB. And that's the route I think I'm going to take. I think it even has higher volatility than Bitcoin as well. Something, of course, that I'm looking for. So therefore, when markets are going up, I can put in sell orders. And let's assume I start off and I have, and then you can do this uh, for every 10,000 coins. If you got 50,000, 2,000, 5,000, 20,000, whatever it is, you can do just the math accordingly, of course. So the way I'd be thinking about this is, okay, what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to take maybe 20%, 25%, around 2,000 of them, and sell them now. So I'd basically be selling at 615. And I'll put buy orders up in a bit, but for now I want to place my sell orders. Now I got most of these in my hardware wallet, and I'm going to continue to do so. I've got one sell order in at 717, and that is it. All the rest of my coins are in my hardware wallet, but it takes 3 minutes, not even that, to put my funds from, and maybe it does take 3 minutes by the time I log in, put my passwords in, send the funds, log into Binance, all those types of things, and then wait for it to get there because the waiting time is like 90 seconds maybe, if not less, for it to be available for sale or put orders in on it. So I have 2,000 in available, which would leave me, say, with 8,000. So now you want to play for your volatility, and that's individual dependent. Maybe you want to play for 5% moves, 10% moves, 3% moves, 20% moves. Either way, I'm going to do it accordingly. If I'm going to be doing 10% moves, then I'm going to be like, okay, maybe I'll sell to start off at like 775. Because I want to do less than 10%. 800 is even less, even like 725 even for that matter. I do like 725, maybe 700 even, which is noticeably under the 10%, which will leave me with 72. And then I'll put another order in, 10% higher than that. And it was 700, maybe I'll go 665, and just keep lowering the amounts each time. But in turn, what I'm doing is I'm waiting for it to pull back, and when it does, I'm going to buy back. Because I know they're going to have wild swings up, there's going to be wild swings down, it's just going to move back and forth over and over and over again. That's just the nature of the business. Now for me, and you can do this differently for yourself, you can try to gain these coins if you want as well, but I'm not trying to do so. So therefore, if I were to say sell 2,000 immediately, and I'm going to be buying for 725, then what I might do is I might put in maybe 2 buy orders in, or 3 buy orders in. Maybe I'll sell 2,400 for that purpose alone. So instead of telling 2,000, I'm going to sell 2,400, and I'll put in 3 buy orders, averaging 800. Maybe the first one will be 75, 800, and 825, in that nature there. So I have 3 different lower buy orders in. So at the case of 622, maybe I put a buy order in at, say, 545. Put a buy order in maybe, and I put mine in at 517 for my last sale at 602. That's what these lines represent. So yeah, you put your first buy order in, then you put another one in, say, at 447, and then another one in, say, at 350. And you're going to notice that whatever Binance coin you had before, whether it be 0 or whatever number it was, will be higher. And that's what my objective is to do. So if I go ahead and sell, say, 725, I'm going to want to buy 725 back at the cheaper price. And maybe the odd time I might try to do a bit more as just stupid or whatever, or literal as it is. Say I sell 725, but this one time I'm going to buy back 735 of these coins. Why? Because I have to pay 0.0000001 of these every time I withdraw from my wallet, which is like nothing. But more importantly, I have to pay 1 just to get it off the exchange. So this gives me 10 off the exchange cost. So that's like just the literalness in me that would do something like that, but still would be gaining Binance coin. And if this thing has a sick move where it just goes up and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sell orders in a row, well, it's got to come back down, and it will. And I will get those buybacks, of course, during that time frame. So I'm trying to maximize the free gains that I'm able to get within this trading vehicle system. And I really, and as funny as it is, it's like every single coin, okay, buy Litecoin, sell Litecoin, buy DGB, Bitcoin Cash, the Go coin, the Theta. And every time what it is that I buy, well, first what I sell is going to come from a hardware wallet to the exchange. They're available. I sell it on the market. I buy whatever else coins, say like Litecoin or Theta. And then I send it, I withdraw it, and I send it to the hardware wallet. Is there really any need to send your BNBs off of this particular exchange? I mean, really? I mean, it kind of is like maybe if they're staking or whatever, I can understand. But other than that, and I know it's zero withdrawal fees on BNB too. At least it was last I checked 2 to 3 months ago. There, maybe more, maybe last year even. Yeah, it was 2018 when I checked. I know it didn't cost anything to withdraw BNB off the exchange. But even throwing that aside as well, again, having coins is good for having orders in. And if, say, for example, I'm able to accumulate a whole bunch of them, I gain like maybe 5, 10, maybe I gain 10 BNB. Well, now I can use that as a day trade. Maybe I buy into something and, oh, I go long and I'm right. And um, now my 10 BNB turns into 11.85 BNB because of a successful day trade. Just different things like that is primarily what I'm trying to do. I don't understand why these are not being available anymore. Anyway, I got it on here. I'm going to keep this available until I can't get it. But I don't. If you want, if I just wanted to bring this up for the first time, after all, I couldn't bring the theta versus the. But if I go in here, does it help me any? Probably not. Nope, nothing here. That's what I used if I add it to a symbol. I'll add it in here. If I want to delete it, I'm not going to push it there, obviously. I'll do it there. Let's look at DGB, and it's up a couple of basis points since I last seen it this morning. At 192 is when I seen it. Maybe I did talk about it before, maybe I didn't. I know I was thinking about it. And it's a very important topic, I think. Okay. Either failed breakout or amazing buying spot starting to lift off. Because this level here goes even bigger than what we see in here in conjunction with this level of resistance twice hit, which is where it bottomed at the 190 ballpark area. And after making this move, leaving 18, and I say this all the time, I want to see it hold and stay above or whatever level. So I'm seeing it break. What's that level? Oh, this little area here where it came from, and that's 189, 190. Oh, what's the low? Oh, 189. Okay, how you do? Not 194 right now. So it's just starting to lift off from that point, as we can see here via the 1 hour time frame, 15-minute time frame, just breaking out after having a couple legs lower from this high on the 15. Yes, that is. After a couple periods of band flattening out and several periods of 192 as established resistance, it got above it on this period. So, like, yeah, hold and stay above. Now I want to see it hold and stay above 192 when I'm looking at this on the 15, even 191. But whatever. What I actually really want to see is I want to see it accelerate further, at least one more basis point to 195 or 196. And but I mean, all that stuff is so short term. It is so whatever. These higher lows were definitely epic in my view, and to keep the higher low trading going, and to be able to lift off. If you see after this move has occurred, I mean, this is to me just, it was strong as it was in here. But if you're going long here, where's your stop? I mean, if you got stopped out here, I don't know what to say. And if you buy here, well, you kind of have the same stop loss maybe. So risk reward, it works out a little better that way. The risk, of course, by not buying by buying here and not buying here is if this just goes up, you're gonna win. Whereas you're not gonna get anything here. If it goes down and you get stopped out, you get stopped out. But you're gonna buy and lose regardless of every failed move if that's the case, and you wait for it to come back because it always will do so. So it's had a little bit of a move within the 18 within this hourly. And because of that, it's had an attempt. It's taken some of its breath to run and use energy to do it. That if you see it start to falter, and it's again, that's what I wanted to see it go to 195. But if you see it start to falter in here, then yeah, now you can make a case where it might at least go back down to the previous level of key support at around the low 180s as its next mark. But yeah, I'm cheering for this thing to skyrocket through. have some significant gains, and my price objective against Bitcoin is in that against 256. Now I'm going to finish this off by a question, possible or impossible. I want to trade this against the Binance coin, BNB. Is that possible? Yes, yes, it is possible. For just like all the ratio trades I talk about, you do the exact same steps. It's just a little more complicated, and you're going to have extra net worth to be able to make this happen, extra liquidity. Assuming I got a ratio, I got the Binance coin, I'm dividing it by DGB, I know the ratio, I wait for a ratio to go above and below and make a trade. So let's assume we got DGB, it goes up to 255, 260, what have you. Or where have you, I guess. But the ratio says it's time to sell DGB and buy Binance coin. Well, then what I would do is I would take my DGB and I would have it or move it to Poloniex or Bittrex. Oh my goodness, there's another easier way. I'll say that afterwards. You would, I think anyway. I'll find it in a second. So what you would do is you say sell it on Bittrex. Okay, I'm selling it for say zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin or whatever the number is. Now I'm going to take zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin on Binance that I have, or I'm going to move there, and I'm going to buy me the Binance coin, and off she goes. And if you have Bitcoin on both sites, just because you want to have a little bit there, and as much as I love hardware wallets, I totally agree with the fact of saying, okay, I got 15% of my Bitcoin on exchanges working and ready to go. I'm definitely not against that by any means, because I know you have them there doing what it is that you do. You want to reduce the amount of withdrawals that you make, not only from your hardware wallets, not only from exchanges, but from hardware wallets because of the fees, and as most certainly the accessibility, so that you don't have to wait 40 minutes or however long it is for Bitcoin to arrive. It's there right there. You can buy as you need be. So that would be one way. But as I was thinking of it before, Binance. But why does no symbols come up with DGB on Binance? Because I should get DGB BTC. Anyway, do I see BNB in here? No, I don't. Okay, maybe you have to do it this way because maybe on HitBT, I wouldn't go there. What I was thinking was Huobi. And I'm thinking Huobi actually has Binance coin on, but maybe they don't. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Go DGB, go. And by the way, tonight the Milwaukee Bucks are playing the Toronto Raptors. And I've had a few days to think because we're moving into Game 6. And there's off days in between each game. The Bucks fans, not even Buccaneers, the Bucks fans were coming into Game 1 with their fans and all the pyro saying, "Fear the deer." Whatever, but why am I scared of deers? Literally, I have had my small fair shares of times being around deers, and I'm not even scared of coyotes or foxes, and they don't scare me. So why would I be scared of deers? The Raptors tonight play Milwaukee. They're probably and hopefully going to become victorious. But these are things I can't control, like this going to 256. I'd rather bet on this going to 256, which would be a move of, what would that be, 61 basis points. So that works out to like 33%. So the equivalency of a 33% up move from like whatever. I think there's a better chance it has a move here than the exact same equivalency down. So high that I think there's a better chance of that than the Raptors go to the NBA Finals. And the Raptors are 2-point favorites right now tonight, and I think they should be 4-5. And we have, if they lose that, they still have another game where they'll be 7-point underdogs or 6.5-point underdogs in Game 7. It seems that they've been able to contain Giannis, the Greek freak, and guys like Eric Bledsoe aren't shooting, and guys like Van Fleet Sr. are shooting. And of course, Kyle Lowry's being Kyle Lowry, and Kawhi Leonard might be the best player in the game right now, which is the month of May of 2019. And I'm looking forward and hopefully seeing Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, and possibly Kevin Durant going up against the Raptors bunch, because the Raptors had a better record than the Golden State. So Golden State has road ice. I'm a hockey guy. Road court disadvantage, as the St. Louis Blues have home ice disadvantage against the Boston Bruins. I don't know how much media is talking about Bobby Orr's goal back in 1970 or 71. I think it was 70, because that was the last time the Blues and the Bruins ever played in a Stanley Cup game. Since then, the Bruins have been to a whole bunch of Stanley Cups, losing most of them, but winning their fair share. And the St. Louis Blues went to the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row from expansion due to formality that one expansion team had to go to the Stanley Cup because it was old division versus expansion division. And in the first Stanley Cup, the Montreal Canadiens destroyed the St. Louis Blues 4 games to none. In the second Stanley Cup, Montreal played St. Louis again, and they again defeated them 4 games to none. And in the third Stanley Cup that St. Louis was in, and the only one up until Monday, that's the first game of the Stanley Cup. The Boston Bruins with that Bobby Orr, that was in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals when Bobby Orr got the game-winning goal to win the series. St. Louis is 0-12 in hockey games in the Stanley Cup, so you really probably have to lean towards the Bruins. Now, one thing of note, there is not a single player on each team that is playing in this game from the 1970 Stanley Cup Finals. Have yourself a great day. Enjoy the crypto space, and the volatility seems to be being progressively better, as 2018 into 2019 was a little doldrum, at least from April Fool's rally of 2018. And enjoy that. Enjoy the basketball, the NHL, and anything else that might be going on. Have yourself a great weekend. Bye bye.